Hi guys. Let's see. It's Tuesday morning. What time is it here? It is 2:23 a.m. You probably noticed I do a lot of these in the middle of the night on my dialysis days. Of course, I get home from the procedure, eat supper, and I'm just beat. I mean, just whooped. So about 5:30, quarter 6, I go to bed. Have to. It just drains the, what out of you. And then I arise. Of course, you sleep 6, 7 hours, 12, 1 o'clock. You wake up. Sure throws your life into a, backwards sequence, but hey, it's the way it is. I got a wife that puts up with it, and I stay up till 4 or 5 o'clock. I take a little nap, get up and have breakfast with her in the morning, and then hey, we have a normal Wednesday, a normal Tuesday. I'm gonna mow the yard tomorrow. Let me see. Been watching TV tonight, my military channel. I don't know how many of you guys out there are Vietnam vets and military vets. One thing surprises me is that a large portion of the generation now that are coming up and never were in the military. When I was a young man, the draft was still there, and it was what you did. You get up, 22, 23 years old, here came Uncle Sam, gave you a telegram, said, your presence is requested. I remember mine, and I decided I didn't want to be a grunt. They might call me a draft dodger, sort of, but I went down to the Air Force. I remember went into Buffalo. Grew up there in Little Valley, but I went to Buffalo, and I was up there for my induction physical, which meant, you were on your way. And as soon as I got my induction physical, I went downstairs to the Air Force recruiter and said, save me from them people. And he did. Took the test. Next day I was on a flight to Lackland, and I got down there. Turned out they were having some kind of a brouhaha at a place called Checkpoint Charlie over in Berlin. So, next thing I know, they handed me a weapon, and I'm off down to the firing range. I'm going, wait a minute, whoa, I didn't join to go to war, Already on the right, already on the left, 6-round clip, lock and load. Going, what the flip is this? Anyway, that waned its way, and I ended up in Abilene, Texas for 4 years, 5 months in engineers, and it wasn't bad. I can't say that aside from I didn't like Abilene, it wasn't bad, but I had to put in my 4 years, and I think people today should be made to put in their 4 years. I think that our younger generation is soft and self-centered. I think a good shot of basic training for 12, 15 weeks someplace with somebody telling them how high to jump and how long to stay up there would do them some good. Anyway, I'm rambling. But the thing that stirred me to get on here tonight is something I saw in the paper. Now, I've been married more than once. Technically, I've been married 3 times. My first marriage was 14 years, and now Tiana and I have been together upward to 30 years, but there was another interlude in there where I was married to another young lady. But my sons were products of the first marriage. One of the things, of course, when marriages fall apart, one of the things that a man is supposed to do is to help support his offspring. Now, a lot of times, you get pretty angry. You built a life, been together 14, 15 years. You got kids, a house, a home, a car, a couple of cars, and all that stuff, and the wife just kicks you out. Makes you mad. Then you go into court, and the judge quantifies that she gets all that stuff, plus she gets a third to half of your liquid assets that you make every month in child support. Now, you talk about being ticked. And I was just like any other man. I mean, they had dumped multiple thousands of dollars worth of debt on me. Took everything I had, and then added insult to injury and said, you're going to pay child support too, and we're going to pay this much, which boiled down to just about half of what my net was. They don't jack with gross. Half what my net was, and I was like everybody else. I was mad, and I can remember walking out of the courthouse, and my lawyer said, "You need to leave the state." And of course, his premise was that hey, she's not going to leave you alone until you're physically out of her grasp, but she's going to keep coming for money and yada yada yada. Which that was all true. It happened, but I told him I can't do that. I love my boys. So I settled down and I figured out a way to pay the child support. And that's what you're supposed to do. As a man and a father, you're supposed to pay that child support, and I did. Well, there in the real world, of course, there's a lot of guys out there said, I don't think so, I won't use the word, but the woman can, she'd just go blow. You do that to me, I'll go to jail first, rada. And over a period of time, they didn't pay child support. And after a while, the ex-wife got tired of chasing them, so they didn't pay it. Well, those old boys that didn't pay the child support, there was an article in the paper today on the back page. You better dig around, because it's a federal mandate that ought to bring the sphincter factor way up. Because what they plan on doing, if you've been out there in the world, and maybe it's been 10, 15 years since your kids grew up and became adults, they're going to take, beginning next year, the Treasury Department will pay all benefits electronically, including Social Security, disability, veterans benefits. Never have there ever, if a guy was a vet, hey, I got money, I don't have a job. You can't wring blood out of a turnip. Anyway, they're just going to take the money. In a lot of cases, they're not even going to give it to the woman that was supposed to get it in the first place. The government's going to keep it, because their attitude is that a lot of the women that didn't get the child support more or less were on welfare, and the government supported them. So the government's going to sit out and recoup all this money. And they don't seem to give a flip if they make the guy that's they're taking it from poverty stricken. If he's in a box under a bridge, tough stuff. Hey, you owed the money, we're gonna take it. And if you've got a veterans retirement coming, we're gonna take it. You got Social Security coming, we're gonna take it. If I can read this, many cases the debts are decades old and the children long grown. Much of the money owed is in interest and fees. I mean, they are going to get down and dirty. So I don't know what to tell you guys, but if you had a wife and she divorced you, and you got mad and told her to go blow, some guys went and sat in jail. I heard about a guy who was down in Louisiana. He was in jail for several years. They ain't gonna pay. Well, if he's got any kind of government income at all now, he is going to pay no matter how bad it hurts him. So, all you divorcees out there, you better keep your powder dry, because Uncle Sugar's coming to get you. It has occurred to me that I don't know how they're going to set up a bureaucracy to track down all these fellas, because in the last, well, since 74, I think no-fault divorce in most states went in about 74. But since then, something on the order of 50% of all marriages have, poof, gone away. That's a lot of folks to track down. That's millions. So if the government's really going to be serious and go out and track these guys and absorb this money, they're going to have a whole new bureaucracy to chase them. But it says right there that they're going to do it. So don't know what to tell you, fellas. I paid mine. I have all the records. I remember my first wife. She was kind of pushy, to say the least. I won't go into that too much, but some years after we had separated, she came after me for back child support. And I remember my lawyer, when it first started, he said, you need to, I was giving her checks. He said, you need to keep the checks. So I had a shoebox. And as the canceled checks came back, I put them in the shoebox. 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, here she come, back child support, prove it, because I hadn't given it through the child welfare thingamajiggy. And it was a lot of money. It was like $15,000, $20,000. And I remember I said, my dear, you're going to go to jail. Because she never expected that I would have kept records. It just wasn't me. So I said, but I got all the checks. So that was the end of that encounter. So in my case, I paid my money and I kept my records. As far as I know, I'm just fine. But some of you guys, like I said, the sphincter factor has got to draw up. If you read this, it's going to make you sweat. So I don't know, maybe leave for Canada or something. I can't begin to tell you what to do. But if you didn't pay the child support, bless you all. My heart goes out to you. Anyway, how much else going on? Been watching TV, whiling away the day, middle of the night, and I'm sure there'll be something else in the paper that I want to talk about. Here's my buddy.